This is gonna be hopefully my motivation for the next few weeks. I am, as a lot of people all over the world at the moment, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm aiming for about 55 kilos. And a little bit of history, I suppose, might not be a bad idea at this point. So up to about the age of 18, I was a happy 50 kilos, size 10 teenage girl. When I was 18, my metabolism basically disappeared, and because I was at a healthy weight for my height, as I'm fairly short at 5'2", 158 centimeters, give or take, I never put too much stock on weight. I was happy where I was. I didn't need to go on diets, do salads, something like that. I ate what I wanted when I wanted, which wasn't all that often. I just ate when I was hungry, when I wanted something. And I didn't deprive myself of anything. So what happened? I hit 18, and because my diet wasn't the healthiest of diets, I became overweight. I gained about 20 kilos, which made me a little depressed and not particularly happy. So it seems to be a genetic thing, because my sister hit the same metabolic standstill at 18. However, before she was 18, she was a stick figure, as I used to call her, because she used to be so skinny and so underweight that she used to wear kids' clothes. I mean, some of her clothes said ages 5 to 10, and she was 18 or 16. So when she hit her metabolic standstill, as I like to call it, she reached a normal weight. So that's life for you. So anyway, I became a little overweight. I was also dating someone that wasn't particularly good for me at the time. Dated her for a long time, and once we finally broke up, well, pretty much every time we broke up about 3 times. And every time we broke up, I managed to lose weight pretty easily, but whenever we got back together, it just came back on. So the last time we broke up, I stayed single for about a year, give or take. And I actually lost quite a bit of weight. I went from, I think it was 90 to 75 kilos. So that was good. However, I have since met someone else who's gonna be my new husband in a few months. And it's not his fault. I'll admit to it, it's not his fault. He doesn't help. He's one of those guys that, like most men, eat a lot of junk and stay skinny. So, lucky bastard. Unfortunately, I can't do that. But I have been eating a lot of junk with him, and unfortunately, it has crept up. I am now at no, I'm not now at that, but my heaviest has been 110 kilos. 112. Can't really remember if it was 110 or 112. But it's pretty heavy. In the last 6 years, over half a decade, I have tried countless diets, and I have tried countless exercise regimes. Admittedly, not both at the same time. I was ever either on a diet or doing exercise, which I know seems pretty stupid. So yeah. The last 2 years almost, I have had a personal trainer, 5 hours a week, an hour a day. And that is not cheap. My parents have coughed up a lot of that money, which I do thank them for. However, I just haven't been able to stick to that for more than a week. I can't really explain why, because I don't really know why. I just haven't been able to. So, what has led me to start this way? Well, a few weeks ago, I went away with my family to get my eyes lasered, get some laser surgery, and during that time we had to go clothes shopping because I live in Queensland, Australia, which is, the temperature is never lower than 9 degrees. So as you can imagine, as you can see, I live in vests and shorts and flip-flops or thongs pretty much 365 days a year. Unfortunately, I went to Madrid to get my eyes surgically lasered. The reason I did that is because when I was little, I'm from Madrid, my family is from Madrid, and when I was about 2, I had an operation there, and the same surgeon did my laser surgery, so it just made sense to go back to someone who knew my history already. So I took 2 weeks off everything, and I went down there to get that done. During that time, we had to go clothes shopping because it was 2 degrees. And let's face it, I have not had any cold weather clothing in pretty much since I moved here. I got rid of all of it, understandably. I think some of you will find. And buying clothes, particularly trousers, was a complete and utter nightmare for me. Extremely depressing time. So it was suggested, and admittedly I was talked into gastric band surgery. So we went to a gastric band surgeon while I was away, one that my parents knew, and he no longer did gastric bands. He says that they don't work. Some of you that are watching this may have one and may disagree with that statement, but that's what his official point of view was. So he didn't do them anymore. So he now does sleeves. Only does, well, not only, he does all these things, but he recommended a sleeve, a gastric sleeve surgery. This I am not so talked into, as it is a permanent surgery, and I don't really like the idea of having my stomach permanently reduced. I don't like the idea of never being able to eat normally again. At the end of the day, I consider myself pretty old, but at 33, I'm still fairly young, and I don't really like the idea of having to never be able to eat normally again. I pretty much hate it. So, anyway, when I got home, I decided to look into it here, to find a surgeon that does it here. Mainly because in order for me to get it done over there with this particular surgeon would mean that I would have to stay for an extra month after the surgery, and I'm neither able nor willing to spend that much time away from my normal life and my home. So why was I basically talked into this? Well, considering that I cannot stick to diet for longer than a week, and that I've been trying to lose this ridiculous amount of weight for over 5 years now, almost 6 years I think, makes me think that I need help, which I don't really have. My partner, he's not very motivational or helpful in any way, really. It's not really his fault. But he's not. He's not very supportive in it. He tries, sort of, but he's not. And my parents are supportive in terms of paying, but they can't be supportive in any other way, because, let's be honest, they don't live here. Short of hiring someone to live with me and make sure that I don't eat junk, I'm just not sticking to that. So I figured that I needed help, and that maybe this is the best way to do it, since nothing else has worked. So anyway, I found out that in order to get it done here, first, my meeting with the doctor is not for another month. So I have a month to wait till I can even speak to the doctor. And then the time between speaking to the doctor and actually getting the surgery is 2 months. Mainly because you have to have a month of liquid diet before surgery and a month after surgery, but that's not the point. And because you have to have certain, I don't know how many, but you have to have had meetings with psychologists and dietitians and all these other lovely people before the surgery. So There's 2 months before that, which means that basically I wouldn't be able to get surgery done until the middle of June, possibly the end of June. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm getting married in a few months. I'm getting married on the 23rd of July, so I'm not really willing to spend my wedding day and my honeymoon on a liquid diet, which I'm sure most of you can understand. So I've decided that since I would have to basically go from eating normally to liquid diet pretty much overnight, I've decided to just do a liquid diet now. A strict diet, as my trainer called it, because I asked for his help and he has agreed to help me. It's not the usual type of diet that trainers do, but he has agreed to help me because he sees that I'm trying to avoid the surgery. The way I see it, if I manage to stick to this diet for at least a month or two, then I don't really need the surgery because I've shown to myself that I can do this. And if I can do this for 2 months, I can keep it going to my wedding and when I get back too. So, so this is a SOS to see if people can help me avoid surgery. So that's what I'm doing. So what is my plan? Okay, my plan at the moment is to stick to 1200 calorie diet, which I've noticed most of these surgeries beforehand the diets are Slim Fast, and Slim Fast sticks to 1200 calorie a day diet, which most of it is liquid, soups and smoothies and shakes, and you can have a couple of snacks which are not liquid. So my idea is to have 4 meals a day where they're either protein shakes or some form of smoothie which includes protein powder in it, and the soup. I've bought a soup maker, a Tefal soup maker, and the idea is to make 4 meals worth of soup, of 2 different types of soup, so I don't go crazy, and having the variation between those 2 soups for the week. So in total they would make up 8 soups. So that's the idea. So far, I started this on Tuesday, and it's now Thursday. So far I made a cannellini bean soup on Tuesday, and last night I made a tomato and basil soup. I'm also adding a little extra protein into them. So tomato basil, I added some beans, some butter beans, about half a cupful I think, with some spinach. And to the cannellini bin on Tuesday I added some barramundi fish, grilled. The reason I'm adding extra protein is because, well, protein's always good to keep around. I'm doing a lot of exercise. I'm doing 5 hours with a personal trainer, half of which is cardio, the other part of which is strength training, so weights. So I want to keep my muscle growing, and I'm also I've started now, yoga, which I'm also attempting to do 4 times a week. Like I said earlier, I just had laser eye surgery, so I still have 2 more weeks worth of, one more now, I think. 1 more week worth of healing, which means that my exercise for the next week and for the last week hasn't been great because of it. We're basically seeing how my eyes react. If I get headaches or my eyes hurt too much, then obviously we're leaving in a couple of days before the next session. So I'm only doing, at the moment I've only done 2 sessions a week. Next week I'm hoping to pull that up to 3 and add a couple of yogas. But this is the idea, and then once my eyes have completely healed, and I can move on to doing more sessions. So anyway, that's my plan. So far, my diet the last 2 days has not equaled 1200 calories. It's actually equaled less than 1000, which is not good. I need to add a little bit more of something. So I'm thinking of adding some fruit and some vegetables to my shakes to make them smoothies, because so far I haven't been doing that. And I'm hoping that will up the calories a little bit. I'm also drinking a liter of water with 2 tablespoons of chia seed. See? A day. I'm doing that for 2 reasons. Number one, to up my fiber intake, since it's good to keep fiber going because it keeps you emptying things that you don't need, and also because it fills you up for longer. So I'm finding that by drinking this, I'm not feeling so hungry. I realize I've only been doing this 2 days, so my stomach, my body isn't used to taking such little calories, let alone all liquid calories. So the chia is helping by filling me up a bit more, and it's making me not feel so hungry. So that's good. It's actually helping. I'm trying to drink 2 liters of water a day, which is not the easiest things to do for me. My body just doesn't need that much liquid. I don't know why. It just doesn't. But I am trying to stick to at least 2 liters. I have a heart rate monitor, which I have reviewed on one of my videos. A heart rate watch, I suppose you call it. A health sports watch, whatever you want to call it. That way I can keep track of how many calories I'm burning every day, and what my heart rate is during exercise and stuff like that. But that's my hope, to stay away from surgery by doing all this. I'm expecting to get good and bad reviews on here, because let's face it, there are haters everywhere in this world, and the internet is not the nicest of places. I'm also doing this online because I read somewhere recently that you should try to do something that scares you every day. Just one thing scares you every day, and putting myself out here online is pretty terrifying to me. So we'll see what people say. I hope that I get more people trying to motivate me and keep me on track than I do haters. But there will always be haters, just be honest. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So let me know what you guys think. This is my first time doing anything like this. This morning, I've just put up a couple of reviews and some stuff that I'm using to, just because it was easier to talk about something that I know than this as a first video. So I'm not sure anybody will watch any of these, but if you do, let me know what you think, and I will keep you up to date. I'm hoping to do at least one of these videos a day. Oh yeah, so far I've done this for 2 days, and this morning I had lost 1.2 kilos already, so that's good. I started off at 105 kilos, 0.1. And as of this morning, I was 103.6, something like that. So yeah, I'm just over a kilo of loss, so that's good. We can start off well. So yeah, I will try to keep you guys posted on my diet and everything, and maybe if I manage to do this, which I really hope that I do, I will maybe motivate some other people to try this. I do suggest that you speak to someone before you do, someone that knows about this kind of thing. Like my trainer, he knows a lot about nutrition, he knows a lot about exercise, obviously. He's very inept in all this stuff, and he's helping me along. So hopefully, apparently you should speak to doctors and things like that before you do anything like this. So yeah, hopefully I won't need the surgery after all, and I can at least lose some of my face and some of my arms before my wedding. That's all I want. I'd be happy if I lose just 2 sizes or 10, 20 kilos. I'd be happy if I can do that. If I can reach like 90 kilos, it'll be the first time in I don't even know how long. And that's just before July. I mean, I realize this isn't going to take overnight. I know that this isn't an overnight thing. I know this is going to take a long time, at least a year, possibly 2. But we'll see how this goes. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.